Yeah. One googly in that one. One googly for one take, Beanie. Hello, YouTube. Beanie from the bedroom here. Bean Olsen, your guitar junkie. I think I covered it all right there. So, yeah, rocking in the free world. It's a free world. Let people do what they want to do. And I'm saying that now because I am going to speak about my 59 Greeny Moore. Slide over just a bit. So the whole guitar is in the picture. Gibson, Les Paul. Replica. Yeah, I'm going to call it a replica. So, for all the haters out there, yes, I did. If you caught that one wrong note, because so many people are so picky on me being in the wrong key. Basically, that's it, really. And it happens sometimes. You know, I've got ear damage. I played in a rock band for 10 years, and and I always stood on the right side, drummer here, bass player here, because this was my better ear. This ear was shot from years of shooting, and sometimes shooting without proper ear protection, which, yeah, I know you shouldn't do. But you don't think of it when you're a young guy, because you're just full of piss and vinegar, and you think you can do anything, and you're Superman. But you're not. So, disclaimer for the haters out there. This is the one and only Chinese-made guitar that I bought from AliExpress. It's my Chibson 59 Greeny Moore Gibson, and my disclaimer is as followed. When I ordered the guitar, this is the pictures I got. Minus the headstock, the neck and the body. Let me untether. And the back. So when I received it, much to my surprise, when I took it out of the styrofoam box wrapped in this yellow tape that took 10 weeks to get, it had Gibson and Les Paul here. So I was able to use super duper Goo Gone, because there's Goo Gone and super Goo Gone, to remove the stencil here. But the Gibson is in the headstock, like you would get a real Gibson. And again, I asked for black headstock because this decal that you see right there that says Greeny Moore 59 with the star was going to be up in here. And then it wasn't big enough, so I stuck it there, also because it had the Gibson logo there. Then I got so much hate and so many people getting pissed off for no good reason that I had another decal made up that says Chibson, nice and big and white. And much to my surprise, again, when I got it, it was clear and you could see the gold Gibson underneath the white Chibson. So because it was a wet decal, I slid it off and stuck it on the back. So I'm not trying to pawn it off or to fool anybody thinking it's the real deal. It's not the real deal. Yeah. And so yeah, that's why I did that. And I've got a lot of friends and a couple of professional musicians that say, who gives a rat's ass what people think, but I don't like the hate, even if I'm justified, because I guarantee I've already got another comment today and one yesterday about this here guitar. saying that, why don't you just paint black over the Gibson, and it's a counterfeit, and all of that. You're promoting 11-year-old girls in slave labor camps making these guitars. No, that's not the case. They're making your Apple phones. They're making your iPhones that you're leaving comments on. But no, not this guitar. So these people are working hard to make a living, and when I ordered it, again, it was just to look like a '59 Greeny Moore with nothing else. And just to shut them up again, I don't have a bogus stamp saying made in USA with a serial number on the back. So there, put that in your pie hole, okay? Put that in your pipe and smoke it, and then shut your pie hole. Yeah. So, I've had this is a recap. I've had this guitar, I think a couple of years now, going on 2 to 3 years. And, what I did was I kept the same kind of tuning peg key ends to match Gary Moore's, but I put locking Geikers on here. I just wanted to make sure that from the front they look like his. He had Bob Spurzl tuners, but they weren't locking at the time. Before, I think they were tuners before Spurzl, or before he made the locking tuners, or maybe just he had us locking tuners and non-locking tuners. I don't know. So you can see that because I was very meticulous on everything on the guitar, I was going through picture after picture. I made it look like the headstock was cracked. The only thing I don't have on it, and I know because people have reminded me, I didn't change the bell truss rod cover. So it's supposed to be more white around there. And I just looked it up, and they're like $15, and then another $5 to ship it. So I couldn't find one on Amazon with free shipping, so I'm just leaving it. And then I did everything else. Like I said, I had to put the scratch, if you could see it, I had to put the scratch in here, like Gary's. I had to take a pick guard from one of my Gibsons, screw it on here, and then press on it to get the dent where the nut goes, and then take it off so I had the holes. I had to do more of the nail scratching down here. I had to darken this up, had to darken this part up here to make it look old and worn. So yeah, there's a lot of things that I had to do to it to get it more like his. And I did have to work on the neck a lot better. So this was the exact pictures they sent me because I counted the scratches and I made sure, but they just didn't show the headstock. And that's why. So yeah, I still call this my replica. I did have back here where, in between the tuning keys, I had replica. Put on, I wrote it with a paint pen, and I kind of wiped the guitar down, and I kind of blurred it up a little bit. So I just wiped it off, and I just never got around to writing replica again on the back, which, trust me, I am going to do. So again, just to shut people up. I wish I did it. I should do it right now just to shut people up, but I'm not, because I don't want to interfere with the video. I don't want to make it longer than it is. So yeah, the only thing that I had done to it is I had the Supernatural pickups from Fabio out of Australia. He cut me a deal on them because I mentioned him on my YouTube channel. And I just had the 500, they had dime size 500 K pots, and I had nickel size 500 K pots put in. My text said I didn't have to do it, but I didn't want to take a chance because I'm putting new pickups in. These are hand wound, reverse magnet. I get that quacky out of phase sound, or if I turn the knobs on either the volume on the bridge or the neck, I can either go from the quacky single strat sound or that Monday morning, rich, creamy Monday morning pickup, single coil. And so he didn't charge me for that, but I wanted it done anyway. So really, the tuners and the pickups. So after about 3 years, and this guitar it doesn't, I have a nice case for it, but it doesn't see the case. It's hanging right here on the wall next to my two Gary Moore pictures. And which reminds me, I want to put another one up here so that, you know, in that spot right there, I've got a picture of him. You don't see those. And it stays out. These are the original strings I changed when I changed the tuners after I had the pickups replaced. So they're about 3 years old as well. So the question is, after about 3 years with my 59 Greeny Moore replica from China, do I have any issues with it? And I am shocked to say no. The fingerboard, the frets are immaculate. These do look like acrylic inlays instead of mother of pearl inlays, but they look pretty good. Everything's straight. They're straight. I have no issues. It came with 22 medium jumbo frets, just like a Gibson. It's a real rosewood fingerboard, and I only oiled it the one time when I changed the strings, and not since then. So, you know, that's what it looks like. I don't have any sprouting. I don't have any sharp frets. Can I pronounce words today? I don't know. I don't think so. So no issues. I never once removed the truss rod cover. So I can't tell you if there's an Allen key in there to set it or the actual like nut, like on a Gibson. I don't know. But I never had to set the neck. All I did was restring it, really, and it stays in tune. I just pulled it down today, and it was still right in tune, and the intonation is still spot on. So it's nothing, you know. I thought maybe the headstock was going to snap off. The glue for the, you know, where the neck is set into the body was going to start, you know, getting a gap or a space. You know, I don't know, maybe you could have had termites, you know. Any reason for someone to say, yeah, that's why you shouldn't buy, you know, copycat stuff. But, and if Gibson is so upset about it, then, you know, with the Gibson name on there, let Gibson go after these people. But they're not, because you know why? Epiphone is made in China. So yeah, deal with that. No issues with this guitar. So I bought this for $318 shipped to my door. I still see them now because I look at other stuff. And they're about $219 to $250 shipped to your door. And a lot of different, you know, people make them through AliExpress. I've also seen them now on Reverb and some on eBay. This guy merged with another guitar manufacturer, and they're working together. I don't know what. I think maybe they got their training from the Epiphone factory, and how they can produce a fine instrument like this for that amount of money, you know, is great for us, because cost of living for them isn't like it is here in the States. And I will support them if I could. Again, I didn't want to get Gibson on a headstock, and I don't have a bogus stamp saying, you know, made in USA with a bogus serial number on the back. So that's just to shut people up. And yes, I sound a little irritated, because I get irritated, because like I got maybe 3 videos. This is probably the 4th or 5th video on this guitar. And still this week I've got a video that it's like 40,000 viewers, and I still get comments about it. And I'm almost certain I explained in the video how it wasn't supposed to have Gibson on the headstock, but people still go off on it. Fantastic guitar. This is a real Tiger Maple. I don't know if it's a veneer or a cap, but it is a real Tiger Maple top on here. Mahogany set neck and body, all one piece. You don't even have wings on the end of the headstock like you do with Epiphones. So yeah, no issues with this guitar. And if you're thinking about buying it, AliExpress was 10 weeks. I think maybe Reverb and eBay give you more of a protection plan if you have an issue. um, with buying something and more of a guarantee and this and that. So I would recommend that, and just make sure that they have a good rating, and that you could actually communicate with them via email or messaging, like I did with this one. There was three I was looking at, I think it was at the time, and this was the only guy that replied back to me, and that's why I did it. And at the time, he only had a rating of like 69%, from what I remember, and then it went up to like 90, and then, like I said, he merged with another guy. So, yeah, and no, they're not being seized at port of entry. They're not being, thrown in the dumpster. No one's knocking on your door to arrest you. Because I get a lot of people saying that too, and that's, again, that's just hatred, hateful rhetoric coming out of the mouths of people that just don't have anything better to do with themselves. So if you're still thinking about getting one of these, and you don't want to spend 12, 14 for an Epiphone, 23, 20,000, 2,300, 23,000, 20,000, or no, well, the 50,000s are gone now. For a Gibson, that's a copycat of a Peter Green, Gary Moore, because let's face it, Gary Moore is the one that really made this guitar famous. If it wasn't Gary Moore, I don't think we would really hear about Peter Green. And that's just my take on it. I didn't know who the guy was until I found out what kind of guitar he got, and then who he got it from. And he played with Fleetwood Mac and another band, and I see his videos on what he's doing, and I see what Gary's doing, and to me, they're not the same kind of player, same caliber. Again, just my opinion. But then again, I am biased because I think Gary Moore is great. So thanks for watching, everyone. I really do appreciate it. And if you want to leave a nasty comment, leave the nasty comment, read it to yourself, and then delete it, because no one else cares, really. Have a good day and a better tomorrow.